The Red Bull X Fighters. The most prestigious series in the world of freestyle motocross. The best riders meet at the most spectacular locations all over the globe. They've been on all 5 continents. And now, for the first time ever in the history of FMX, they have built a floating course. The Olympic Park right in the heart of Munich is the scenic backdrop for event number 4 of the 2014 World Tour. The park was built for the 1972 Summer Olympics, and it's usually a quiet retreat in the busy Bavarian capital. But this weekend, 18,000 fans make their way here to watch a premiere. A freestyle motocross event on a floating course. The riders area is right next to the course. 12 of the best riders of the world are here to fight for the title. Amongst them, 2013 overall champion Tom Pages from France, and the overall points leader Levi Sherwood from New Zealand. The Red Bull X Fighters kicked off the season in Mexico City in spring, and it was Levi Sherwood who took the title with his technically almost perfect riding. Osaka, Japan was the second stage of the World Tour, and Osaka Castle was the breathtaking backdrop for great aerial battles. Levi Sherwood took his second title of the year. The Plaza de Toros in Madrid, Spain, 23,000 frenetic Spanish fans celebrated the return of their hero. Tom Pages came back in grand style and took the trophy home. Back in Munich with the quarterfinals of the Red Bull X Fighters. 7 big dogs and 1 black horse. Local hero Luke Ackermann. But first, Dani Torres from Spain versus Japanese Taka Higashino.
This guy has more starts than anybody in the history of Red Bull X Fighters. 39 starts.
That's incredible. And here we go. First jump out for Dani Torres.
Cordova backflip,
Nice.
floats it out, very nice. And now remember, these judges are going to be scoring everything from the difficulty and execution of the trick, but that's not just the trick, they also are looking at how these guys take off, how they land, how they look doing it. As we get the Paris Hilton backflip, are they going deep? Are they landing right up by the knuckle where they want to land? Those little water gaps are going to play into the scoring here, as Torres does a really nice lazy backflip, and so far so good for Dani. I don't know if that's just a play with the judges or just doing it to kind of joke around for the crowd, but you know, he
Nice
lays
big
out
flatliner.
big flatliner. 30 seconds left on the clock.
He's got time here. If he really plays this carefully, he'll manage to get around the rest of the way to that final jump. Sidewinder right there, nicely.
Little sidewinder coming into the double-double section here. Heart attack backflip. Really, really good extension. He actually kind of stretched that out a little bit deep on the landing. You see the yellow flag waving. That means there's 15 seconds left for these guys.
He slows it down to come into the shorter ramp. He's past that commitment point, so this should count. And I think that was the executioner back there.
Yeah, that was
Sorry,
a little tough from our angle. We're going to have to check it in the slow motion replay. That jump is going to count. He looks pumped. And let's take a look here. There's that lazy backflip. Look at this. You want to see that helmet coming down and hitting the rear fender.
Does it ever.
Absolutely great extension. You'll see some guys kind of cheating that trick out and maybe not getting a foot or 2 feet away from the rear fender. He actually hits it with his head. Really nice execution. The judges are going to love that one.
And then that heart attack one-hand backflip, really nice.
And there you see him just going a little bit deep there.
Up next is Taka Higashino, and should be good to watch him right here. All right, here we go. Taka's first jump. So 75 seconds time here to make this happen.
And I think, was that a rock solid backflip?
It was a rock solid backflip. What a good start for him.
Right into a Cordova flip.
Beautiful.
There you go. Nice landing right at the top by the knuckle. And stretches out the KOD flip. Once again, that's where you want to be landing. These guys are all so good.
Those first landings have been buttery smooth for Taka.
These guys are all so good now that the judges really got to look and be so nitpicky with those little things. Nice turntable by Taka. And he looks smooth and relaxed, adjusting his steering stabilizer there as he comes up to the super kicker. And nice Shaolin backflip off the super kicker. He doesn't seem to be rushing at all, but we can only get 2 laps here, so he doesn't have to rush. Really floats out that whip. Real nice, and reaches down for the California roll.
Fantastic.
His own version of the special flip, kind of a cross between the special flip and the volt. Grabs down with his left hand, Rodova style, and then really stretches out the heart attack Indian air flip, and Taka finishes perfectly on time. There we go.
Wow.
Rock solid backflip. That's an X Games winning best trick a couple years ago. Really, really solid run out of Taka. Man, with that California roll, the varial in his run, and a rock solid backflip, I can't see how Torres is going to make it out of this round.
The riders are standing on the hill waiting for the judges' call. The judging system at Red Bull X Fighters is fairly easy. Whoever wins at least 3 out of the 5 categories wins the heat. But what does it take to judge this sport? Head judge Jason Moriarty knows.
To be a judge at the Red Bull X Fighters, you need to be able to stay calm under pressure, and most importantly, you need to be a current or recently retired freestyle motocross rider so that you have a point of reference for the riders and you can give a fair judgment of their riding.
Who are the people in the judging panel?
My name is Toby Immler. I'm from Germany and I'm judging energy. What I'm looking for is just the best energetic and exciting run.
I'm Jimmy Verburg from Belgium. I'm judging the use of course, so I'm looking for the rider to use the most obstacles and the hardest tricks over it.
My name's Grant O'Brien from Australia. I'm an execution judge. I'm looking for riders to demonstrate all tricks done perfectly.
Brody Hendrickson, New Zealand. I'm judging style, so I'm looking for their riders to have good form and flow in their tricks and throughout the course.
Drake McElroy from the United States, judging variety. Variety is variety. I'm looking at the most different things throughout the whole run.
Unfortunately, we can never please everyone, but we try, do our best to make sure the best guy wins.
All right, well, let's see. Judging decisions coming up. Now, variety, that first one's going to Taka Higashino.
Gotta go to Taka. I mean, he really, really brought it with his execution. Yeah,
belongs to Taka. Advantage for Taka. It only takes 3 helmets to get you into the next round. Use, of course.
You know what? Torres should get this one.
Danny Torres has got that one.
Because he used both super kickers. I mean, not that it really is that exciting to use his super kicker over a big jump, but
style goes to Taka Higashino. That's going to be Taka moving on to the semifinals.
Energy, this got to be Taka too.
As well.
Yeah, there we go.
4 helmets to 1. Danny Torres eliminated in the quarterfinals, and Taka Higashino moves on.
Down in the riders' pits, Josh Sheehan is getting ready. The Australian grew up in dirt bike paradise. This is Josh Sheehan's playground.
I think I'm really lucky or blessed to be able to grow up on a farm like this. I don't know if I could have even seen it as being possible when I was young if I didn't have this land to learn and practice on.
His journey started here, on his parents' apple farm in Donnybrook in Western Australia. It took him all around the world.
I don't feel like I've hit the top. I've still got plenty more work to do to be the best.
Josh Sheehan has missed a double backflip. He's one of the top picks for the contest here in Munich. Rob Adelberg challenges Josh Sheehan in the second quarter-final.
The in-runs to these jumps are actually quite skinny.
They're super narrow.
And the guys are not able to cut at the jumps and the ramps as they usually be able to. And Rob starts out great with a very nicely executed cliffhanger flip. But if this looks difficult out here, it absolutely is. You get a nice whip flip. Once again, he's riding kind of the way we just saw Taka ride. Really smooth.
Oh, wow.
Holds that one-hand seat grab, the one-hand heart attack.
Total stretch.
Perfectly. And that's what the guys like to see, the judges like to see, the audience wants to see. Hold those tricks. Get in position early and hold it out there.
And that's, I like that style on that Superman to heel clicker. Most of the guys are doing heel clicker to Superman, but he does exactly opposite, which is, my opinion, more difficult. Off the super kicker now, sideshow, side saddle lander.
That's just one more thing for the variety judge. It's not super difficult, but you have to play the game here. And the game is 5 categories, 5 judges, throws down the base jumper, the cliffhanger no-handed lander, and then pops out a really nice backflip Cordova.
And he's got plenty of time to get to the commitment line at the next jump now, which means this last jump will count for Adelberg.
And a nice little one-hander over the water gap. Not much, but you know what? That's what the judges need to see. They need to see something that you're thinking about them, and Adelberg really just greases that landing. Like what we saw, if the judges are going to be scoring like we just saw them score Taka versus Torres, they liked the slow, smooth, buttery style that Taka threw down, and Adelberg is the kind of guy that can rush occasionally. None of that here.
All right, Josh Sheehan up next in this head-to-head with Adelberg.
Starting off way down the course there, could barely see what he had going on there, maybe sideways seat grab. And he comes around for the quarter pipe. And
beautiful flare 540 from Sheeny.
.360 up
neck. Wow.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. Bringing some innovation, constantly pushing are these guys. And Josh Sheehan bringing one more thing to the table. Love to see that. Oh, there it is!
The double backflip, heavy landing, but that was great.
Wow. And we see the live energy judging right now. This should go through the roof for these guys. For Sheeny doing the double back right into a really nice rock or holy grab there. And this fly cam we've got going on, it's just giving us some great shots.
It's a fantastic angle here.
10 seconds left on the clock, and gets the Indian air flatliner, pokes out the big kiss of death, and Josh Sheehan once again just elevating this freestyle game. I hope that his ankle's going to be okay, because he did actually stab that right foot down pretty hard. We'll see here in the slow motions. Well, I think he got a little confused and got a little short there. And here we go, 35 feet high, comes around, and he lands just so heavy. It's such a big, look at that compression. And here we go, this is the side we may see that right foot hit the ground. And look at his ankle twist a little bit.
All right, here we go. Energy, we knew that was going to be Sheeny, so execution That one will also belong to Sheeny by one single point. Style. Adelberg takes that one. Nice. We were talking about Adelberg's
just
style.
looking
You know,
really
he's a
solid
stylish
there.
rider.
But Sheeny takes it. He's moving on to the semis.
Josh Sheehan did not jump the double backflip in a freestyle run since 2011. In Madrid, he tried it, stuck it 3 times, and this massive trick took him straight to the final.
I'm relieved I did it, but I'm sort of annoyed that I had to do it. I just stuffed up my first trick, and I thought the way Rob rides, everything was perfect. I thought if I did any stuff ups, I'd do the double, and it was a pretty big stuff up to start with, so I thought I had to do it.
The riders are competing on the highest level, and they are competing on a completely new kind of track. It took 2 weeks to build it. 260 huge pontoons were dropped into the Olympic Lake and attached to 4 huge landings. There's a steel construction underneath the landing hills. The whole course weighs 2,000 tons. Pachi Larrea is the track builder.
None of us could ever imagine to build something like this. One ramp in the water? Okay. But 4 big structures for such a competition? No way. This is a chapter for the history books.
The construction works are finished and the course is prepared. 3 days before the competition, the riders enter the track for the first time.
I'm scared, excited, and don't know what to expect. I mean, it's so strange. I'm scared of going in the water, you know?
The first testing session.
To have something new, it's exciting, and you know, it's kind of like, you know, the saying, a change is as good as a holiday. So something different, it's exciting for everyone.
It's pretty cool to see stuff like this come to life, you know, just it's like something a 6-year-old kid imagined, and then somebody actually made it come to life. So pretty cool, you know, different experience for sure.
The first jumps. The riders get a feeling for the course pretty quickly. A massive relief for Pachi Larrea.
It's a dream coming true. We had so many strange ideas how we could possibly make this work. But now it's finally real. Unbelievable.
It's strange. The most strange for me, especially, is the water gap. I was really scared of, and finally it's really easy.
For sure, when I had a little mistake, the first thing that I watch is the water.
Yeah, I guess my first thoughts of it was, are they out of their mind? But then, you know, I kind of come around and it's a pretty cool idea. It's something different, and yeah, it should be interesting. Challenge for the week for me is just stay out of the water.
Quarter-final number 3. Clinton Moore versus Levi Sherwood.
This should be a very interesting battle because Clinton Moore's got a couple of really cool tricks.
Well, this is going to be a tough one for sure because Levi is sticking with the more traditional freestyle motocross tricks, and Clinton is really pushing on the innovation side. Oh, there it goes, starting off. It's the Bundy, his own version of the varial slash special flip
Electric Doom, wasn't it? Yeah.
Doom, and named it after his hometown of Bundaberg, Australia, stretching out the KOD backflip.
Oh,
and dead body backflip for Clinton. This is really solid, and he is on the gas out here.
Yeah, he's not saving anything in this quarterfinal run.
One-handed fist pump over the water gap. And nice turn down. It goes pretty deep on the landing, but look at him. He is throwing down right here. He looks excited. I talked to him earlier, and he was just having fun. He's excited. He wants to kind of show everybody what he's got.
Cliffhanger. Nice. That was a beautiful landing, too, like we've been talking about, right at the top of the knuckle. Kept it smooth. Hard attack backflip, one-hander.
Stretches it out really nicely, and there it is, the Volt.
Oh, yeah,
Body
the
barrel
one-hander lander.
Wow. Yeah, and
Levi Sherwood.
on.
Oh, man. The 360.
The 360 to one-hander.
That was a great run from Clinton Moore.
Really, really solid. And this is a sketchy situation for Levi to be in right now. Checking out the Bundy.
That Bundy just went, I mean, he really pushed through on that one. It almost looked like the bike got away from him, but that hand was there.
Just so solid. He really stepped his game up since we saw him in Madrid.
Well, Levi Sherwood is up next.
And Levi hit me up earlier. He wanted to wish a happy 90th birthday to his grandpa, George. Happy birthday, Grandpa. And Levi's going to put this one out there for you.
All right, here we go. Levi Sherwood aiming for that first jump.
Massive turntable. Stretches that thing just way up. He's got the best turntable in the game. Taka's close. Adam Jones is close, and doing the no-hander like Adam is doing is great. But Levi just so smooth. His extensions are second to none, and he's just going to have to lay this one down perfectly.
Nice combo there.
Floats it back to a one-hand seat grab off the super kicker, going for the use of course. And look, he's not taking the lip. He's staying low so he can rush through this thing. And there, the upside knack whip. Love that trick. I know, just every time it just looks so good. And there, the trick that Levi's calling the flaming mullet. I don't know if he just has called it that, so I'd keep calling it that or what. But
the double grab flip
double
following
grab
it.
flip and really stretch that thing out. And he was saying earlier, he's really been working on a few tricks. He debuted a couple to us last night in qualifying and just gets out in front.
And this is the first guy that actually has completed 2 laps before the time has elapsed.
There's that starfish backflip. I didn't even notice it out there. Look at that extension. Getting his butt all the way through, bouncing it off the front fender. That's how you extend a trick. There's a massive whip. Almost comes a full 180 with the upside knack. Just Levi looking solid.
All right, let's see how our judges regarded this run from Levi Sherwood against Clinton Moore.
This is a real tight one. Of course, Clinton has to get variety because of what he brought to the table.
Execution belongs to Sherwood, like you mentioned.
Sure. Style, this one could go Sherwood, yeah.
Sherwood's got the advantage here with style, energy, excitement, entertainment.
This one's a tough one.
Wow, close to Clinton. Whoa, this is a very tight one. This is the tightest we've had yet. Use of course.
Oh man, this could go to Levi. Oh,
it does by just 1 point. Levi Sherwood makes it to the semifinal.
The Madrid champion is up next, Tom Pages from France. And he is not afraid of water at all. The day before the event, Tom Pages and Josh Sheehan are going for their own little cliff diving competition.
It always helps when there's a lot of stress on your plate to just have a few hours off and just to relax and not have to think about the competition.
These guys always think about the competition.
I'm sure he wants to beat me out there, but I also want to beat him out there as well, so we'll just have to see what happens.
I don't like anymore Josh Sheehan. Sheehan is too good. I mean, he's comfortable on diving, he's comfortable on riding and can do double flip, dirt bike.
No, he's not too good on the diving board. I think he's scared of heights.
Ready?
While Josh Sheehan wins the style category, Tom Pages goes for creativity.
Don't know what he's going to try now.
on the dirt bike, I would not try stupid stuff. I'm always safe. Good job. Good job.
Back to business. Tom Paget's first appearance on the floating course. The 2013 overall champion has got a new trick, the incredible bike flip. The last quarter-final. Local hero Luke Ackerman challenges Tom Paget.
Luke Ackerman, his first ever quarterfinal appearance at Red Bull X Fighters. Amazing for this young man.
Let's watch this kid ride. He is really going to be something special.
And here we go with those gap jumps as well, those water gaps, and yeah, he's using that again.
They're smart. That is just so smart to do that. And then straight into a backflip Superman
this time.
Out of the surfer. That is just, I mean, I could imagine hitting a jump
It's
that
mind-boggling.
Doing a backflip while standing on the seat.
And he is going to be pumped right now. That is a fantastic flare right there.
Luke Ackerman, I mean, he moved out of round number 1, but he's proving he actually belongs here in the quarterfinal.
And he's really using his time to his advantage here. He's got plenty of time as he goes down the long side here for his second run, as he's coming into his second lap now.
A little bit of a, just look over the crowd, little bit of a butt whip there, but you know what, he's using this course.
Cordova backflip, nice extension by Lukey.
Really stretches out the catnack, a lot of panic rev there, just kind of firing up the crowd. And then the one-hand heart attack, little executioner style going on there. And Luke, 3 seconds left. He is...
Oh, I don't think he's going to get this commitment line jump, but we'll find out in a sec when it's confirmed. But a fantastic finish whip for him.
That's a whip for the crowd.
I've just been informed that last jump will count for Luke Ackerman, so that's great news.
Great news for him. And there we go. Look at that. Kind of crazy back arch style of a Superman, but it was in a backflip and then straight into the flare. And maybe 20 degrees short on that, but still doesn't stab a foot down.
And up next, we've got Thomas Paget, who was on fire the last event. Can he do it again here?
He's really taken the sport of freestyle motocross and flipped it right side up. He's flipped it sideways, and you know what?
Special flip.
Special flip. He has brought a whole new era to freestyle motocross. It's absolutely insane to just watch what he's doing.
Well, because of him, everybody else has had to change their game.
Everyone has had to change their game except for Levi Sherwood, who doesn't. Oh
no, the bike flip went sideways on him, but he is up. That is a really disappointing situation for Thomas Paget.
Oh my gosh, that sucks for Tom. And that's what I love about this guy is he's an all or nothing. He's either gonna win or he's gonna crash. Just taking a look at his bike, it's gotta be, look at how twisted his bars are. There's no more riding for Tom. Now look, he throws the bike down and rotates it on that right hand. You see, still holding on to, he gets a little bit off and hits the front fork guard, and he just knows he's not coming around. And look at that, falls
10 meters anyway.
Yeah, that's a long fall.
That is a big fall.
Watch it from the other side here. Just bangs into that fork guard, slows the rotation of the bike, and that is a big, big fall. I mean, he fell probably 7 meters.
Kudos to Luke Ackerman. He's going to go to his first ever semifinal.
Wow.
You know, as sorry as I feel for Tom, I'm really happy for Lucas Ackerman because, you know, this is going to be, I think this is going to be a selling and telling moment for Lucas Ackerman. You know, he is going to go into a battle with Taka Higashino in the semifinals.
The champion is out, and the rookie is still in the competition. Unbelievable. Luke gets a big hug from his elder brother Hannes. Physiotherapist Dr. G takes care of Tom Paget's shoulder, but the defeat causes more pain than the actual injury.
For sure, I put the power too early on the run-up, and I went too high. The bike went way too high, way too much speed, so I couldn't catch it. And even if I was trying to go on it, I would have crashed anyway. So I guess best solution was what I did. And I didn't know that I was landing that deep on the landing. I was far, and I got lucky.
These are the semi-finals on the floating course in Munich. Josh Sheehan faces Levi Sherwood, and Taka Higashino is up against young Luke Ackerman. But first, the rematch of the Madrid semi-final, Sheehan versus Sherwood.
Josh Sheehan is going to be bringing it to us first here in our first semi-final. I have a feeling we're going to see another double backflip out of Josh. Sheehan, he's going to start it off for us. One-hand takeoff into a side saddle, like a one-handed seat grab into a side saddle lander. It's like 3 combos in one there. And that's kind of what's going on these days. You got to get so many combos. Cat-knack flatliner. Looking good for Josh. And I always say this, but I love the way he does that kiss of death. He really just muscles it out so fast and holds it in such great position, looking back through.
Let's also point out that the run time now is 90 seconds, so they've got a little more time.
Oh, there it is!
Mancini does a double backflip.
Oh, he
heavy
went
landing.
So deep. I don't know how. Just because he is so strong, he pulls that out like nothing, but he landed almost at the bottom of that landing, Troy.
He's got so much power in his body that he was able to hold that landing together. Here we go for the quarter pipe. Sheeny with a fantastic flare.
Coming
amazing.
Around. Yeah, looking pretty solid. I'd like to see a little more amplitude out of Josh on there, and he came down a little rear wheel heavy, but still, nice looking flare. And he comes around with a big 3 upside knack. Really kind of comes up short on the top of the knuckle there. And he comes around for what should probably be his last jump.
This one will definitely count. It's a double grab flip.
A double grab flip, a double back flip, 360 upside knack. That is a solid run out of Josh Sheehan. And there we go, boom, just pokes that out perfectly.
Nice
and just
landing.
holds it, nice landing right up at the top of the knuckle. And here we go, let's watch how deep he goes. 1, 2, comes around, spots the landing.
Wow.
And then here, the flare. Look at the ladder's back, one hand at a time, stretches out as far as you possibly can, and then both hands back to the bar. Picture perfect landing, both tires at the same time.
All right, up next, Levi Sherwood. I'm excited to see how this one's gonna flow down. Sherwood getting ready to go. High level of concentration for this young man, and he's got his fans in the audience, and they've got the mullets going on. The mullet wigs are there. Amazing.
Straight to the turntable, and just love the way he keeps his legs up so high as he floats that back, almost
and he
into
doesn't lose them either. He keeps them together,
yeah,
float
just
high,
really nice.
Great stretch.
Straight into the starfish backflip, and then into the kiss of death backflip. And he floats back the one hand holy grab to Executioner. That's a nice little combo. Oh! That, he goes pretty deep there, yeah.
And there comes that up knack to one hand.
Yeah, that's a new one he was telling me he brought out yesterday for the first time. And he looks so solid right now. And it's not even a competition between him and Sheeny. It's really trying to put his run down without making a mistake, because you know you're not competing against each other. You're really competing against yourself and doing what you can.
Oh, Executioner flip to double grab flip to one-hander lander.
Yeah, that's another new one that he brought to the table. Even though we may not see Levi innovating on the varials and the quarter pipe, he really is still pushing his game. Love that. Look at that. He said that is such a sketchy, difficult trick to do, and then adding in the one-hander as he did just today. I mean, so cool. And then the flaming mullet to boot.
This was a very solid run. It's going to be a hard call between Sheehan and Sherwood.
Oh, look at that extension in front of the bike on the kiss of death. Ah, he was so far. Look at that. One hand executioner, 2 double grab flip.
All right, variety belongs to Sheehan.
Yeah, well, we saw him do the flare, and that brought the variety out. This is the tough one.
This is what you said. Levi Sherwood gets it.
Wow, this is going to be so close, Troy.
Sherwood gets style. Use of course, I think that's got to be Sheehan. This has got to
go to Sheehan.
For sure, there you go.
Yeah, because he did the double backflip and the quarter pipe in there.
Energy, who's it going to be? Oh,
this
man,
is tough.
I hate when they do this.
I think it's going to go to Sheehan. I hate to say this. I think Sheehan's going to get it.
Sheehan goes to the final.
And he did.
Sheehan goes to the final. Oh,
wow. That was so close.
Look how pumped he is.
Josh Sheehan has got the trick that makes the difference. Let's take a closer look at the double backflip.
The double backflip is special. I love to land it. I hate the risk of it. With a bit of adrenaline, things seem to slow down a little bit. The double backflip, it's like so stressful, and as you come into it, there's almost like a moment of calmness right before you hit the ramp because you've committed, it's happening. So in preparation to heading up to the ramp, I make sure my feet are nice and central on the bike just so they've got plenty of grip there so my feet stay put. As soon as I hit the ramp, basically, it's full throttle, and halfway through the ramp, I have to let the bike go ahead of me and hang my bum right off the back and basically pull as hard as I possibly can to get as fast a rotation as possible leaving the ramp. So that first rotation comes around pretty quick, and then the second rotation, if I put my head down and look at the landing, it tends to slow me down a bit. So if I'm coming up short a bit, or if I'm not sure if I've got enough rotation, I just make sure I keep my head back, almost starting the second rotation, throw the head back again, give it another rev, and basically there you hold on until you can see the landing, and yeah, and hopefully you come around enough so you can land on the back wheel first. To dirt, it's definitely a big mental step and something you really have to try and take control of. The double backflip, it's just an amazing feeling, especially when if your feet haven't slid off the frame, you're in a right position and you can get back wheel first, and it just doesn't hurt to land, then it's just the best feeling in the world. You've just landed this awesome trick and you're fit, safe, healthy, and don't hurt at all.
The double backflip took him to the final. Now Josh Sheehan is waiting for his opponent. The second semi-final. Taka Higashino against local boy Luke Ackerman.
Lukey Ackerman has got to be shivering in his boots. First semi-final ever, and I'll tell you what, he's up against a tough competitor in Taka Higashino.
Luke Ackerman gets going here. He's already in surfer position.
There's that
backflip.
Oh, heavy landing, heavy landing.
He actually stabbed his foot, might have rolled underneath the foot peg.
He's staying with it though. Heading over to that quarter pipe.
Yeah, let's see some more amplitude this time, Luke. I think we get a bit more twist.
He got that one. Was
he gets a few more degrees.
Flare.
Few more degrees of rotation. That's exactly what you want to see from run to run. You want to see these guys learn from their mistakes and get better.
Heel clicker to Superman.
Now, I don't think he got that heel clicker as clean as he did in the quarterfinal, but throws one over the little gap jump, a little bit of a horseshoe, and cliffhanger goes a little long, a little nose down, coming around for the super kicker, or for the regular.
It's a long distance jump there.
Looking at it upside down, it gets confusing.
Flip, yeah, exactly.
Still 30 seconds to go.
Lots of time. Big flatliner. Nice execution or heart attack. Great extension. He doesn't want to waste any time getting around this corner on this water gap. This will be his last jump.
And just a big old moto whip for him. Goes pretty deep again. But this is his first semifinal here at Red Bull X Fighters. He's 17 years old. This kid has a lot of potential. I don't think he was quite as good as he was in the quarter. We saw a couple little mistakes.
He slipped a hand on that landing there, and worst case for Ackerman today is a 4th place.
And look how quickly he goes from heel clicker to Superman. It's that old back arch Andy Bell style going on there, I think. Luke Ackerman looking good.
Next up, Taka Higashino from Japan. Well, I mean, Taka is a well-experienced rider. He actually won Osaka last year.
I think he'll have no problem moving past Lucas Ackerman because he's got the big tricks. He's got the California roll. He's got the rock-solid backflip that we may see. Right, there it is,
hey,
rock-solid backflip.
Rock-solid backflip right out the gate.
Such a massive trick out of Taka, and I like this slow, smooth style that he's got going on today.
Cordova backflip.
And just nails the landing once again. And
man, I just love that extension that he gets.
KOD backflip just butters the landing. It's so good to see. Not going too deep, not looking like he's rushing. They've got the full 90 seconds here, and he knows it. That means he doesn't have to rush. And that's really showing in his riding. Shaolin backflip, yeah, you never hope for one of your competitors to crash, but every once in a while you do hope that maybe they forget where they are in dead sail or something. I can't lie.
There it is, the California roll.
He got that done so quickly and back on the bike. He had time to put a combo in there.
Yeah. And look at this. Taka Higashino, Energy Live Judging, has just taken that helmet so far.
Yeah, backflip, heart attack, Indian air for Taka. Still 11 seconds on the clock.
Well,
this is
going to be for the crowd, basically,
because not going to count.
It's 90 seconds or it's 2 laps. So if they complete 2 laps, that's the end of their run.
Look at that. Really, really nice extension. Gets his body all the way through the bars. And then there, like you said, just holds out that kiss of death. Lands perfectly at the knuckle. And there's that turntable. Not quite as good as Levi's if you compare apples to apples, but look at how big the look back heart attack Indian air backflip. Now that's a mouthful.
We're kind of safe in saying that Taka Higashino's got a good chance of going past here. So execution and energy belong to Taka.
Yep.
Style's going to Taka as well. So Luki Ackerman knows that he's out of it, and he gives Taka his props.
Ah, Taka even got that one.
Yes, of course. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's a 5-helmet blowout, but guess what? Congratulations, Luke Ackerman, making it to the first semifinal.
With his 4th place, Luke Ackerman has become the most successful German rider in the history of this series. But these guys are reaching for the title now. Taka Higashino and Josh Sheehan. This is their way to the final. Sheehan beat Adelberg and Sherwood. Higashino outgunned Torres and Ackerman. The final in Munich. Sheehan versus Higashino.
All right, here we go with our final. Josh Sheehan against Taka Higashino. Taka will ride first. All right, Taka Higashino coming out on course for his final run here, ladies and gentlemen. Munich 2014 final, Taka Higashino.
And he starts off big. I think that was a little bit of an Indian air thrown into his rock-solid backflip, stepping up the game just a little bit every time.
Stripper
backflip, looking really solid. We've got the same on the clock, 90 seconds. And still looking pretty solid on his landings here for Taka. You see him flipping down his flip levers there.
There's that turntable.
I like the way he just kind of floats it back, leaves one hand off. Really, really looking solid so far. And this is just going to be so tight.
Cliffhanger
and there,
backflip.
big stretched out cliffhanger flip.
Heel clicker.
There's a whip, like kind of like a double no-legger there. I'm not exactly sure. And then into the California roll.
Yeah.
He is just busting those things out so easily. Then what a crazy trick to be able to just pull so easily.
Hard attack, one-hander flip.
They go so long, 2 flats.
And that's it.
And Sheehan just keeps an eye on what's going on out there. Ends up with 11 seconds on the clock.
It was a good run. I mean, he had some great tricks in there. Let's pick it apart a little bit here in the review.
Let's see, yeah, he goes a little bit for the Indian air. Didn't really get it, but he's trying. But it was a rock-solid backflip. And then goes, I guess it was a bit of a heel clicker / horseshoe there on the whip. And then that's a California roll. Just,
and
he did the no-hander, the double no-hander and single one fist pump.
The final run of the competition. Now the pressure is all on him. The boy from the apple farm in Western Australia. Can he stick another perfect run?
Josh Sheehan is our last man standing. Here we go.
And Sheehan starts off one hand takeoff, seat grab Indian air into the side saddle lander, just going for as many combos as possible on that one, giving us a mouthful up in the booth. And then the Catnack Indy, laying it out flatline style. Like to see that. And then just
big kiss of
death. Big kiss of death. This is his ramp. This is his jump, and we see it 1, 2.
Oh,
perfect.
My goodness, that was
double
perfect.
backflip out of Josh Sheehan.
Perfect double backflip, and that was the best double backflip we've seen on the night. Amazing.
I love to see these guys adjusting their runs in between runs. It means they're learning, they're going back to write things down, think through their runs, maybe even check some video footage so that they can improve every single time. And obviously, Sheehan did that, and really nice to see.
There's the flare. Nice.
Gets it nice all the way around, a little bit front end high.
He should have plenty of time to make the last part of this run here all the way to the finish jump.
There's
Big 360 knack.
Knack with a sunball in the back, just perfect. I mean, it's so beautiful. One hand fist pump, and he's ready. Last jump, 5 seconds left on the clock. And
double grab flip, fantastic finish for Sheeny.
Finish any better, Troy. So beautiful.
That was amazing. And there's that double backflip again. Watch this. Just stays with it. That is commitment right there.
And then from right about here, he can see the landing, and he knows he's got it. No panic rev. Just kind of lets the bike float around. The double backflip stands on its own.
Yeah, and that was the best one we've seen for a long time.
Gets the rotation almost perfect. Lands a little higher on the landing. Holy grab to one hand. Seat grab, reaches back.
Wow.
So this is, once again, an unenviable position to be with our buddies next door in the judging booth. Variety. Wow. Execution.
Sheeny gets 2. Taka Higashino's in trouble. Sheeny's got it.
Josh Sheehan wins.
He wins. Munich belongs to Josh Sheehan. He wins it. Use, of course, belongs to Sheeny as well. And energy, that one, it's a full pull for Josh Sheehan, who has won Munich here in 2014.
He has not won since Sydney in 2011.
That is a long dry spell. Oh! And Sheeny goes in the water.
Yeah. I knew somebody had it in.
That's a celebration dive right there.
This is the podium at Red Bull X Fighters in Munich. Levi Sherwood finishes third. Taka Higashino gets second place. And Josh Sheehan wins the Red Bull X Fighters in Munich. This is his second career title. Sheehan also wins 100 points for the overall ranking. Higashino gets 80 points, Sherwood 65, and Luke Ackerman wins his first ever 55 points.
Yeah, it was cool in the final with Taka. Had a lot of fun, but he certainly put the pressure on me. He rode so good, and yeah, I'm happy with the way I ran, and certainly happy with the first place.
This is the overall ranking before the season's final. Sherwood and Sheehan come into Pretoria head-to-head, but even Pages and Torres are still fighting for the crown. The final stop takes place in Pretoria, South Africa. This is where the Red Bull X Fighters will crown their champion.